Hey y'all, it's Megan from Made for Mermaids, and today we're sewing a Loren teddy. I am starting with my straps. For my size, it's cut on the fold. If you had to cut 4, then you're going to stick 2 straps together and stitch them so the 2 are one long strap. Now I've already done my memory press, so press a 1/4 inch to the wrong side on one end. I'm gonna unfold that and then just stitch it with right sides together along the long side with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now I'm going to use a safety pin, or you can use your favorite turning tool to flip it right side out. Press the seam toward the center back. And then refold your memory press at one short end. Then we'll stitch this closed. Now the straps are done and you can just set them aside. And now we're going to start working on our cups. You're going to need 1 side cup, and 1 front cup, the center cup. You're going to put them right sides together, aligning the raw curved edges and matching those markings. And you're going to stitch with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Now you'll do the same thing with the other cup. Now you'll also repeat the same process with your 2 lining cups. Okay, now that the cups are stitched, we're going to press the seam toward the side cup and we're going to top stitch. If you'd like, you can trim your seam down just a little bit if you use your sewing machine and not your serger. My 2 main cups are done. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my lining pieces. Now that our cups are finished, we're going to attach the straps to the pickup. So take 1 main piece and 1 strap, and with the wrong side of the strap, the seam facing up, lay it right side, centered, and you can baste it here in place if you want, or just take your lining piece, put it right side down, Make sure that you have the right cup. Let's see. Go. So I'm gonna have my strap centered with the seam facing up on the right side of the lace, with the lining cup on top with the wrong side up, so the right side is down. And we're just going to stitch across the top here. Now you can trim this seam, or at least a little bit of it. You can move the lining out of the way and trim down. I'm going to trim down the strap because I use double brush poly, so it's a little thick. I'm going to go ahead and trim the main lace, and then you're going to flip the lining to the wrong side like so, and I'm going to top stitch that top edge in place real quick. Okay, trim those seams, those threads. And now it's time to top stitch the lining with the lace. So what you can do to make it easier is kind of pin, or even if you have some basting spray, you could use a little bit to keep your lining in line with the main cup. So you want to make sure they're all aligned, because if you sew, you move it, it can be off like that. I'm going to use a few pins and place them down the center seam, just so I know that they're aligned. Don't need many, just a few. Okay, and now we can top stitch these in place. You can also make sure that your notches are aligned at the bottom. If it's moving a little bit on you, you can throw some more pins in there. And then just top stitch along the edges. Any of your lining is peeking out on the lace edge, you would just use some duckbill scissors or carefully regular scissors and trim it back. We're going to do the same thing with the other cup. Now we're attaching our cups to the bottoms. So you're going to match the notches on the bottom front and the side cup. And then your two cups should meet in the center, not overlapping, just meeting. And then these should fit exactly 1 to 1 across the front. And I'm just going to baste this in place quickly before we sew the elastic. And I can kind of get a feel for what it's going to finish like. I'm going to get my elastic and stitch it 1 to 1 on the waistline. Probably gonna ruin it. Now we're going to top stitch the elastic again. So flip the elastic towards the bottoms and the wrong side. And then when you top stitch at the bottom edge of the elastic so it doesn't flip towards the right side when you're wearing. Now your Loren teddy is all complete. If you make it, we would love to see you post in our Facebook group or tag us on Instagram at Made for Mermaids. We'll see you next time. Bye.